Let's go to Nan Hayworth, who is a member of Congress from New York's 19th District. Congresswoman, good to have you on the program.
Always a pleasure to be with you, sir.
You're a member of Congress. Are Republicans going to hold the line and say either the tax cuts continue for all or they continue for no one? Because it sounds like the Democrats have drawn a line in the sand, so has the president.
Well, certainly in the House majority, and we have, as you know, Lars, we have worked very hard to achieve cooperation with our Democratic colleagues because we know we have the Senate to deal with, and we don't want to. We want to represent all Americans. The Speaker has always said, "I represent the entire House of Representatives." But we do have a very strong majority opinion within the House majority, within the Republican conference, that the tax extensions have to be across the line. I mean, down the line for 01 and 03, because the federal government is simply taking too much. There is no government multiplier. The only multiplier for your dollars is when they remain in the market economy. So it would be a terrible error and a disservice to fail to extend all of the tax structure from 01 and 03.
See, I agree with you, Congresswoman.
Yes, sir.
You prefer Congresswoman or Congress? I know Michelle Bachmann prefers Congressman, and I feel
I prefer Nan, Lars.
Okay, Nan. I'll call you Nan. By the way, my wife loves your state, mostly the upstate part of it, not so much the Manhattan part of it, because she likes shopping there, but she doesn't like the politics. But listen, here's the thing. I understand that when people get at loggerheads and they say, look, we're going to get all the tax cuts or none, and the Democrats say, no, we're either going to get it without the rich folks or none, that has all the signs of a Mexican standoff where you end up with none, which sounds like the federal government, maybe that's what the president wants, because as I understand it, if they raise taxes on all, the piece of it for the so-called rich people is about $28 billion this first year, and it goes up after that. And the part for the middle class and below is about $275 billion. And I know that a Democrat like him would just love to lay his hands on another $300 billion in revenue. So
of course.
Maybe that's what he wants.
You know, Lars, this is yet another example, and we've seen it all along. The American public, I work very hard at listening to the constituents I serve in the Hudson Valley of New York, and you and Mrs. Larson are more than welcome as our guests. I'll take you to the best places, the most beautiful places you can imagine. We've got wonderful people and wonderful places here, but I work with the constituents here, with the folks I represent, and I represent every single person here, and I don't do anything unless I think it really will benefit everybody. But it's so important for the American people to understand that this issue is about everybody doing better. It's not about and this is it's so toxic to try to divide the American public, and the president's campaign has been so ugly, and people are beginning. I think people are really beginning to take offense at the whole approach that says, you know what, folks who have worked hard and been successful somehow don't deserve it. And somehow they're doing us harm. They help us all because their energy and their enthusiasm translates into better opportunities for all of us. And so to try to penalize any American for working hard and contributing to that economy, either through investing in their own business or in someone else's business. That helps. Investment helps others get started. Or if you put savings in the bank, what will the bank do? The bank will loan those monies to other people who need them. That's how our local banks do business and benefit our communities and our bigger banks too. Or if they spend those dollars, that's a good thing too, because that's how people have customers for the goods and services that they offer. So it's a terrible mistake to think that somehow a tax cut, the structures from 01 and 03 that we've kept going, that somehow those are going to hurt us. Those are going to help everybody.
I think they are, and you're absolutely right. I guess, in fact, I wish that Republicans were proposing either permanent tax cuts at that level, or at least 5 years or 10 years, so you've got some planning horizon. But I've warned people, if he's only asking for a 1-year extension for the so-called poor below 250, expect that next year he'll tell you he really, truly needs that money, too, and he was just taxing the rich guys to get reelected.
Well, and you know, Lars, that because the 2010 health law still remains in effect, and the House has tried very hard to relieve that burden as well, to relieve the American people of that burden and do those good things, the good goals, serve them better. We haven't been able to, so there's a raft of new taxes coming that are going to affect hardworking Americans from the middle class too.
Nan, I'm up against a hard break, but I want you to tell people the website for your campaign.
Yes, sir, absolutely. It's nanhayworth.com for our campaign, nanhayworth.com. And we'd love to have folks come and visit, and it's a great privilege always to speak with you, sir.
Oh,
Thank
you're
you
so
for
sweet.
being such a powerful voice.
I'm sure the people in the Hudson Valley will want to return somebody sensible to the House of Representatives. Thanks for the time tonight. Member of Congress Nan Hayworth from New York's 19th. You got the Lars Larson Show.